Thanks, Av. Whistler Film Festival is running all week, and this year they're also highlighting Indigenous podcasting with a panel on the importance of Indigenous storytelling. Kim Wheeler is a producer and a host of Auntie Up and other podcasts. We spoke with her earlier today. Kim, thanks for being with us. Can you tell us a bit about the panel that you're part of at the Whistler Film Festival?
Yeah, I'm going to be sitting on a panel with Chantal Bell-Richard, who was a producer on Stolen, Surviving St. Michael's. It was a podcast through Spotify with host Connie Walker, and that team won a Pulitzer and a Peabody Award, and we're going to be in conversation with Jordan Wheeler, who is a writer, a scriptwriter, a story editor, and my husband.
Yeah, no relation.
No relation.
Kim, you know, like you mentioned, Stolen was a huge award winner, and there's a lot of really great Indigenous podcasts out there. How would you say that podcasting has advanced Indigenous storytelling in the last few years?
Well, I think it's really been able to give us the microphone where we don't have to go through non-Indigenous I guess, editors or producers or people who are signing off on our stories. You know, if we're telling our stories through legacy media, there's always lots of kind of hoops you have to jump through, but podcasting allows us to put our stories right out into the world without any, without a colonial lens, I suppose.
And now you work on a few of them. Can you tell us a bit about those and why you think they're important?
Yeah, well, the first one I want to tell you about is called Auntie Up, and we're actually going to be launching a third season this spring. We're going to start recording in the new year, and it's about Indigenous women talking about important stuff. I will not say the other word because we're on television, but that's basically it. And we have, it's all Indigenous women with Indigenous guests, and we talk about topics that are really important to us and who we are as Indigenous people, and really give that anti-world view out there. So lots of conversation that would, you know, probably take place in the kitchen table or over a glass of wine, and that's one of my favorites. I also am a producer on Canada Land Back with Karen Pugliese, who APTN audiences might be familiar with. And that one also looks at the issue of land back and what that means, as well as, you know, education back and children back and women back. I also do the Storytellers podcast for the Indigenous Screen Office too, where we center and focus on Indigenous filmmakers and how they tell their stories and what's important there as well.
All great podcasts. Happy to hear Auntie Up's coming back for another season. Kim, for those, you know, looking to get into podcasting, any advice for them?
Well, I always tell people that right here, this is a microphone. And it's also a speaker. So if you don't have fancy equipment and you want to tell your own story, you can start just by recording on your phone. Uploading to the web, there's different kinds of programs that you can use, and it's kind of all for free. So I think, you know, like, that's really exciting. There's also programs through the National Screen Institute. There's funding through the Indigenous Screen Office and local arts councils. So there's a variety of ways that people can make their own shows and get their own voices out there. They don't have to wait for a broadcaster or a private radio group to pick you up. You can just go out there and start making your own stories and recording the stories right in your own community that are really important.
Good advice indeed. Kim, we'll leave it there, but great to see you. Thanks for taking some time for us, and have a great trip.
All right, thank you so much, Dennis. Take care.